Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? I believe he can do anything. I believe he can heal the blind. I believe he can heal the deaf. I believe he can pull you out of the most ugly situation. I want to tell you here today, he can do anything. I was preaching in Johnson City, Texas, and when I was there, many times, even like tonight, when I'm ministering, I don't even know the needs that are in the that are in the house. I don't even know the situations that are in the house. The beautiful thing about this is that the word works no matter where you are, no matter what the situation is. And it was there that as I preached, that I opened up the altar that night. I preached on faith, and people began to come. And there was a woman that I did not even know, but she could not open her mouth. She had a horrible case of lockjaw. She would drink broth through a straw. She had been dealing with this for a very long time at this point. She had been to dentists. She had been to doctors. She had done everything that she knew how to do. And it was there that I began to speak the word of faith. And when I did, I told that whole congregation, I said the words, open your mouth and respond to the Lord. Hear me, I had no idea what was going on in her life. I had no idea that when she talked that her teeth were completely together. I had no idea that she couldn't eat a cheeseburger. But I want to tell you, when I said those words, open up your mouth and respond to the Lord, it was at that moment that she stood up. She said, I didn't even think about it. I went to speak and my mouth opened completely in a moment. Hey, what am I saying? I'm talking about a God that can do anything. I want to preach about a God that can do what the doctors cannot do. Oh, God, have mercy. I wish somebody would raise your faith in this place. I want to tell you before this service is over, God can reach down into somebody's body and he can take the pain out of your body. God can reach down into somebody's world and heal you in a moment. I was preaching in Tennessee. Me and my family were there, and there was I'll never forget, kind of the same thing. The altar was full, and I want to tell you, when you respond to the word of the Lord, something happens. There's a lot that the preacher don't know, but if you'll just respond anyway, if you'll just respond anyway, your faith gets mixed with the word of God, and God will do something in your world that couldn't happen any other way. I was preaching there in Tennessee, and we were in Smithville, Tennessee, and when we were there was a man that came up to the front, and his arm was in a sling. His arm was in a sling, and I did not even know what happened, what was going on, but I'll tell you, he was on a job site, and he got in an accident, and he tore his rotator cuff, and he went to the doctor. Woo! I feel faith in this place here today. He went to the doctor, and when he went to the doctor, they begin to open him up, and they begin to do surgery on him. And when he came out of that surgery, his arm was worse off than he went in. The surgery completely failed, and when that surgery failed, it caused his arm to draw up. I'll tell you what they did. His job, workers' comp, however they worked it all out, they gave him a settlement. And they looked at him. We said, sir, we're sorry. You're going to have to go. This man was in his 40s. He still had time to work. They said, sir, we're sorry. There's nothing else we can do. The surgery has failed. Take this, put it in your bank account, and do your best to survive on this. Hey, let me tell you, he went back. He had a couple $100,000 in the bank, but if you know anything about 2023, that ain't nothing in today's world. And here we are, and he's standing at the altar, and his arm is all drawn up, all messed up. And I looked at that congregation, and I said, if you're here and you need a miracle, stretch your hands to the Lord. Brother Madison, I didn't know. It could have been a broke arm as far as I know. But right there in that moment, something began to happen, and that arm began to straighten out, and God restored that man's arm right there in the middle of everything. He went back to the doctor. They released him to go back to work, and he got to keep every dime that they had given him. Hey, don't he know how to do it? Don't God know how to do it? I want to tell you, he can change your situation in a moment. I feel faith tonight